SEC Network Basketball is presented by Regions. As we come to you from historic Memorial Gymnasium in Nashville, Tennessee, the Kentucky Wildcats trying to get back to their winning ways after a tough loss over the weekend to the Tennessee Volunteers. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt picks up their first conference win of the season on Saturday, trying to ride that momentum to a third straight win over the Kentucky Wildcats as they won that series last year 2-1. Dave Neal alongside former Missouri All-American and NBAer John Sunvold. And Sonny, obviously this Kentucky team comes in here a little bit banged up, beat up, but still, this is a team that has so much talent. I think a lot of people expect them to kind of break out of this little funk that they're in.
Dave, it's a long season. Don't give me all that noise because they're still one of the premier teams in college basketball. Now, they've got a few injuries. They've got to get through that, but coming off 2 losses, they get to Vanderbilt. I think they'll play well tonight.
Well, they certainly possess one of the hottest players going in the SEC right now. And, well, Mr. Reeves is doing everything he can for this club.
Well, last year we thought of him just as a jump shooter. This year he puts it on the floor. He causes mismatches off the bounce, so he can do it in a number of ways. And if we think of Vanderbilt, Tyron Lawrence a year ago ended the season greatly, but he had injuries early. In the SEC, you take a look at his numbers, over 15 points a game. The jump shot's going. He's really good when he gets to that left hand downhill, puts pressure on any defensive team.
And last year in 3 games against Kentucky, Tyron Lawrence went for 17 a game, hoping to continue that success. But Reeves has just been phenomenal. One of the premier players, not just in this league, but in the country. He'll be on display tonight. And some more bad news from a health standpoint for Kentucky. No Trey Mitchell tonight. He is out with a sore back, and we will not see DJ Wagner. He is getting closer and closer to being available. Saw him working out a little bit this morning at shoot around, but still not ready to go. So again, down a few bodies for Kentucky, but they start with the opening possession.
Man-to-man defensively by the Commodores. The Commodores are a smaller team than this Kentucky Wildcat squad.
Thiero. Reeves. Little baseline jumper. He stays hot.
Not an easy shot, folks. One bounce, a little mid-range jump shot. All net.
Well, the 5th different starting lineup in the last 5 games for Kentucky. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt going with Jordan Williams into their starting 5 tonight. Manyan, Lawrence, Williams, Taylor, and Lubin.
Must contain Manyan. Everything kind of runs through him off the bounce. He likes to get to the paint.
And here is Kentucky starting 5 with Sheppard, Reeves, Edwards in the starting 5 along with Thiero and Onyenso. Onyenso keeps it alive. Top of the key, 3 is good. Justin Edwards, just 28%. Well, this team shoots it so well from behind the arc, if they can get him going.
Dave, they drive the ball hard, they draw it and kick it, or they can finish it themselves. 89 points per ball game. Second in the SEC, they shoot 49%, which is first from the field, 40%, which is first from beyond the 3-point line. Kentucky will run, they'll push, they'll score in bunches.
Ben Allen Lubin misses badly on his 3-point attempt, and Vanderbilt has really struggled shooting the basketball. They are 13th in the league in field goal percentage, 13th in the league in 3-point percentage.
Anytime you play a Kentucky team, if you don't score with them, your defense better be great to contain them. I'm not sure Vanderbilt at that level.
Sheppard kicks it back out. Edwards will try it again off the back of the rim. The rebound into the hands of Evan Taylor. Evan bothered by a little bit of a left knee issue, but has been practicing well the last couple of days, but wearing that knee brace. Manyan, well, that's what he does. Ezra Manyan, just 5 feet 11 inches tall.
The best thing he does is he keeps his dribble alive. So he'll hesitate. You think he's backing up, he'll explode by you. Scores most of his point around the rim or in the mid-range game.
Off the mark by Thiero. Rebound to Lawrence. Manyan will line up a 3. Doesn't take many of those. That's just his 27th of the year. There is John Calipari, his 15th year now with the Cats. Basketball Hall of Famer. 402 victories at Kentucky. Jerry Stackhouse now in his 5th season. Last year's SEC Coach of the Year, of course, went on that tear down the stretch at the end of the season last year. Got themselves a bid of the NIT. Felt maybe they had a chance to get into the NCAA tournament. And
Dave Dillingham has checked in. We'll see how long it takes before he gets his first shot up. He has been on a heater at 35 against Tennessee.
Maybe right now. Oh, I think Onyenso thought he was going to get one off right there. Instead, it's a run out.
So good defensively is Reeves Sheppard with his hands and his feet. Here's the pass not handled, and so now here comes a fast break. As we said, Munyon's most of the time going to take it himself. Sheppard with a great play.
Corner 3 way off the mark by Taylor. Alley-oop, the throw down. A dude Thiero through the air.
Wildcats get out and run and finish. We talked about it. Vandy shoots 28% beyond the three-point line. They run a lot of great stuff. They get open shots. They've not been able to convert many times this season.
Well, after a couple of bad misses, Vanderbilt finally rips the net on a 3 from Evan Taylor. That's his 30th of the year. Reeves, little floater. Man, that is just a great tough shot that he seems to be in control of.
It is a tough shot to defend because he shoots it on the way up. So he's off his feet, and as a defender, if you try to get your hand up, he's already released the shot.
Boy, big screen by Lubin up top. They'll try Taylor again for another 3. That's his spot, apparently.
Taylor is the best natural shooter for this Vandy team. Again, inconsistent this season. And he transferred from Lehigh, but he is the best pure shooter when he gets it going.
Boy, Reeves tried to throw that one up high in the air for Onyenso. Kept alive. Dillingham's first shot is perfect.
And Dave, a lot of Kentucky fans here. And when Dillingham walked to check in, there was a buzz in the crowd. Changes the game in a hurry.
Onyenso kicks it back out to Taylor. Pull-up jumper inside the arc this time. Won't go. That rebound into the hands of Reeves. Back the other way to Sheppard around the perimeter. The man is hot. He is hot, hot, hot. Dillingham, back-to-back baskets.
All net, both of them.
The reigning SEC Freshman of the Week after averaging 27.5 points versus Florida and Tennessee. Takeaway by the Cats. Sheppard. Get it back to Dillingham. And a hand check on the perimeter. No shot, but a timeout on the floor. Kentucky off to a great start.
Dillingham checks in and checks on the board quickly. He hits 2 threes. Wildcats with a good start.
Day here in Nashville. A lot of folks out and about walking around town today. Kentucky leading it 15-8, but last year the Cats had the tough time with the doors, and this is what went down on Senior Day in Lexington. Jordan Wright step back as time is winding down to propel the Commodores to a win on the road. 9 days later, they would beat Kentucky at the SEC tournament. They won that series 2-1. You see in the tournament, they won by 7 over Kentucky. Vanderbilt never trailed in the second half of that game. And speaking of that, there was a unique dynamic against Tennessee. For the first time this year, Kentucky never led against their opponent. 15 of 21 games this year, they've had double-figure leads against an opponent.
Yeah, Tennessee stat that you wouldn't lead at home, but credit the Vols, they're very good. And on that highlight, you saw Jordan Wright, who then now is transferred to LSU, leads the Tigers in scoring at nearly 16 a game. A native of Baton Rouge, so he went back home, went to the Dunham School in high school. I will see him tomorrow night when they play Tennessee.
Here's Dillingham. He'll get it off to Aaron Bradshaw. Just checks in. Big Z's in the house. Ivisic keeping it alive. Bradshaw on the board, 17-8 Kentucky.
7-2 and 7-1, and we talked about the fact that Vanderbilt is not a big squad. Ben Allen Lubin is 6'8", number 2. He's the tallest door on the floor.
Zvonimir Ivisic doing his thing.
I was there opening night when he played against Georgia, and it was a special night. He'd like to get some of that back, but Coach Cal told us today, Dave, that he's going to get some early minutes. Needs to get him more involved with Trey Mitchell being out.
Yeah, it's been tough giving him on the practice court. It's always been something, some kind of issue has kept him away from consecutive practice, so he's a little bit behind, even joining the team as late as he did.
And look at this Kentucky lineup. Quickness at the guards. They can all three shoot the heck out of it and score. And then the two bigs inside, 7-1, 7-2. This is a long team for Kentucky. And again, explosive on the offensive end. There's so many weapons.
Onyenso averaging almost 15 a game. Got that jumper to go.
I watch as Sheppard runs the point position because of Wagner being out. And Sheppard's job is to get the Wildcats in a flow and to find Dillingham. If Dillingham runs a point, then it probably takes away from the motion in their offensive game because he's probably going to search and find his own shot.
Dillingham already up to 9. Sheppard.
Great hands, and they've got numbers.
Boy, Sheppard has just become a minutes eater for this Kentucky team. The last 3 games, he's averaging 39 minutes a game. Of course, 45 of that was in an overtime.
High IQ. He's not on the same page, though. His teammates have to get with him on the IQ. He saw that pass. He saw the play happening. If they catch it, they have an easy 2.
Kentucky lost in overtime, 94-91 to Florida. Came back, took on Tennessee, lost that one 103-92. And just defensively weren't there. You know, as Cal said to us today, if we played with the same energy offensively, if we put that energy on the defensive end, we'd be some kind of team.
Yeah, he said his guys are in a full sprint offensively. Sometimes not so much on the defensive end.
And Van Allen Lubin getting the basket.
But I love this Kentucky team. I just think there's so many weapons. And they've not been healthy for a while. You take Wagner out of this lineup, that's a big difference. And now tonight without Trey Mitchell.
Another second chance opportunity. Ivisic.
Vandy's got to find ways to gather a defensive rebound because that allows them at least some semi-breaks, get maybe some easy or earlier buckets against this Kentucky squad.
Already Kentucky winning the second chance battle 10-2. Thiero, who has really struggled shooting the basketball, gets that one to go down.
Transfer from South Dakota. He had big games when he was playing for the Coyotes. Has struggled, as you said, Dave, making shots consistently.
Speaking of making shots, Ivisic steps back and knocks home his 4th 3. He's 4 out of 6 in his young Kentucky career from behind the arc.
I thought it was interesting what Cal told us today. He said Ivisic has played against men over in Europe. He needs to start acting like he's playing against men here.
Timeout on the floor. The young man from Croatia. That is 7'2", knocking it home, making it look easy.
Garner a lot of votes as player of the year. At this stage, I'd probably say connects in the lead, and if I had to put a value to any player, I'd probably throw in Mark Sears from Alabama. Alabama leads the league so far, and Mark Sears game in, game out's been pretty special.
Well, Kentucky did a pretty good job on connect in their game. Held them to 16 points, 5 of 14 from the field. Problem was they gave up 26 to Josiah Jordan-James and 26 to Sakai Ziegler.
Had to be the best that Tennessee has played, and watching the game, I thought the best because of how Connect played.
Yeah.
Meaning they can run Connect and make him do a lot of things, and the defense has to honor where he is because he's so good. That frees up everybody else. And if they contribute and shoot like they did, one of the best teams in the country.
There goes Isaiah West. Well, Jason Rivera-Torres, here's one thing we've learned about this young freshman out of the Bronx, New York. He is not afraid. He will take one for the team, as we like to say.
Not afraid. He's got youthful energy every time he plays, game in, game out. He has not played well lately. Had the flu, played only a few minutes in the win over Missouri on Saturday. But I think now Dave, is on the scouting report for other teams. When he first started playing, he would come in. He got some big games in double figures.
Well, our women's basketball doubleheader coming your way on Thursday. Missouri at #1 South Carolina, still undefeated, the only team in Division I basketball without a blemish. And then LSU and Vanderbilt, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here from Memorial Gymnasium. 25-17. Kentucky out in front.
1-3-1 defense. They'll pick the top guy and they'll make that point guard explode and try to create for teammates.
Dillingham already with 9 points, gets it to the corner, and there's Reeves knocking that three home, and Reeves up to 7.
And shooters simply light up if there's any type of zone defense. And again, what Cal will do, and this Kentucky team, they'll pick that top guy and they'll make their point guard turn the corner, try to make a play.
Thiero can't get that to go. He knocked home his first shot, which is good for Vanderbilt. He came in 1 for 15 from behind the arc over the last 5, but there's just no stopping Dillingham right now. I don't know that anybody has the answer for that.
Dennis Gates, the coach at Missouri, after Missouri got beat by Kentucky, said Dillingham is the best ISO player in the country. High praise.
Here's West. Lays it off to Lubin, who's fouled. He'll head to the line.
Good penetration by Isaiah West, the freshman. Played great in the win against Missouri. Had 12 points, hit 4 threes. Now off the bounce, off the dribble. Bring the defense, give it to the teammate.
So Vin Allen Lubin at the free throw line, 80% this year. The transfer in from Notre Dame. Couple of double-doubles this season. Had a fantastic game and a loss against Auburn with 17 and 12. He'll take a seat now after converting the three-point opportunity. Here's Edwards. That shot is blocked by Rivera-Torres. He pushes it up the floor.
And when he has it, he's looking to score. Good defense on this end of the court. He trailed the play, but he didn't stop. Got hit by the screen, continued to trail, and made the block against Edwards.
He is in perpetual motion, Jason Rivera-Torres. Paul Lewis. West misfires. Big rebound. Ripped out of there by Thiero. Here's Reeves. Edwards gets his own miss for a moment. There's Rivera-Torres. Kentucky 12 out of 21 to start this game from the floor. Sheppard about to check back in for Kentucky. All 5 Vanderbilt starters right now on the bench.
And Vanderbilt very stagnant on the offensive end. One guy bouncing, nobody moving. Unusual for a Stackhouse team.
Shot clock down to 3, and it might be time to get Ezra Mannion back on the floor.
He makes it work, and he makes the offense go. But this is all one guy dribbling and pounding and pounding, and every Wildcat defensive player can simply lock eyes and be ready when Rivera-Torres put it on the floor.
1.7 seconds on the shot clock. Vanderbilt will inbound it with Isaiah West. This is where Kentucky's had some problems.
Yeah, they've given up a lot of shots underneath the rim. Wide open 3 up top, miss.
Rivera-Torres a little too strong. Dillingham draws some contact. He'll head to the free throw line where he's 74% on the year.
How about the speed by Dillingham? We know there's quickness. We know he shoots it well, but I'm not sure enough people talk about his pure speed as he brings it. Guys are back defensively. Can they corral him? Well, nobody does. He explodes by. Now he's got every defender trying to figure out what he's going to do.
Young man out of Hickory, North Carolina. Over the last 3 games, been averaging almost 24 points a game, shooting 57% from the field, 50% from behind the arc. As Cal said, the dynamic changes when he gets on the court. And he is not telling him to slow down at all, because that's just not his game. He goes, I want him to go, go, go.
I love the reaction of the Kentucky fans when he was walking to check in. It was like showtime. Like, we're putting this guy in. He's going to put on a show, and he's delivering.
Loose ball on the floor. Last touch by Vanderbilt. It'll be Kentucky basketball.
Great hustle again. Sheppard's got such good hands. He plays the passing lanes, tips it away. Good hustle by Rivera Torres also.
It just made me flash back to our conversation earlier with Cal. Good thing Sheppard dove for that ball.
he did say, if you're not on the floor, you're coming out.
Right.
Cal said, I'm going back when I was younger in my UMass days.
Right. Reeves tied up over there. Gets it off to Bradshaw. Dillingham wants a little screen. Back to Bradshaw. Oh, is that classic teamwork?
Beautiful basketball play. This Kentucky team averages 18 assists a game. Only second in this league behind Auburn.
Ooh, tough shot, Paul Lewis. That's a 2 for the Commodores.
That was kind of mano-a-mano. You knew he was going to get the shot up. He wanted to go at Dillingham. He delivered.
Reeves, floater, rolls off the cylinder, knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Vanderbilt.
Kentucky puts so much pressure on teams because they shoot it well and they run the pick and roll with their bigs that can play way above the rim. So as a guard, throw it up high. Wildcats really good this first set.
And 15, went 11-7 in the SEC, but this year has been a real struggle. 6-15, 1-7, and I think we talk about Kentucky's injuries. It has been that way for Jerry Stackhouse and this Vanderbilt team since the season started. They only played 2 games with a fully healthy roster that was expected to be their starting lineup of Lawrence, Smith, Lubin, Magnon, and Taylor. They only played 12 minutes together, and they've had guys in and out as well all season long. I mean, it wasn't a deep lineup to begin with, and then you lose a piece, Sonny, and it's been just an uphill battle.
You lose a guy like Colin Smith, who's 6'8", 225.
Yeah.
And given you in the first few games, he only played 7 games before his Achilles, 7 points, 7 rebounds. Now the pressure is on Lawrence and Magnon, and then throwing Van Allen Lubin. So those 3 have to be almost special every night when you're in SEC play, and that's tough to do.
Lubin step back, misses everything. Dillingham off to Reeves. He knew that was good. The moment has left his hands. Reeves in double figures. He has 10. Dillingham leads him with 13.
Such a high level of confidence for Reeves this season. Every time he catches, he looks like he's going to score that ball.
Dillingham and Reeves have combined to start this game. 8 for 10 overall and 5 out of 5 from behind the arc. Nice rebound there. Taken by Thiero.
How about Kentucky's numbers? 58% from the field, 7 of 9 beyond the three-point line. Strong.
Thiero averaging 7 points a game. Working hard for those 2.
Not many answers for Vandy, and I think Tyron Lawrence has to get something going on the offensive end.
It is already a 17-point Kentucky advantage. Make it 20. Reeves and Dillingham are putting on a clinic. They have combined for 26 points and are 6 out of 6 from the three-point line.
They have 9 assists and 16 buckets. They share the ball, they push the ball, they put so much pressure on you get back defensively, and if you get too far back, you don't get out to the three-point shooters Fast break points, UK 13-0. Wow.
I mean, this is a special offensive team. One of the best that's been in Kentucky.
I said it on the open, Dave. I think it's a team that's one of the premier squads in the country. Yes, they've lost a couple ball games, but when healthy, and they're not healthy tonight without Trey Mitchell, without DJ Wagner. But I still think it's a team that can compete with anybody.
Dillingham and Reeves 26 points. Commodores have just put up 22. Again, DJ Wagner, saw him moving around a little bit today, shoot around, doing some stuff. Didn't look like he was ready to go by any stretch of the imagination, but as Cal said, he is closer. Meanwhile, the situation with Trey Mitchell, he's been nursing what is a sore back and felt that best suited to give that a break tonight, but no timetable on his return. Of course, Saturday, Kentucky gets Gonzaga in Rupp.
Obviously, the Zags aren't quite like the Zags have been in the past, but still Gonzaga. Mark Few's got a ball club that'll come in and perform well.
They're right next to each other in the net. Gonzaga 26, Kentucky at 27. Shot clock at 3. Kick it back out to Williams. And with 1, Lawrence fires away, hits the front of the rim, and here comes Dillingham. Sheppard trailing, but he'll take it himself. Commodores 36% from the floor. That'll go up a tick after the Lawrence circus shot.
Well, we've seen Lawrence off the bounce, likes to get to that left hand. Special finish there.
His first points of the game. Reed Sheppard, talk about a guy who's been shooting it well. It's been all season for Reed Sheppard. He is 54% from behind the arc.
I think Sheppard just decided, hey, how about if I get one up? Must be a big hula hoop up there as a rim. Everything's going in, all net again.
Kentucky's now 9 of 11 on their three-point attempts. Onyenso sees a seam, and he is hit across the arm, and he'll head to the free throw line. But Reed Sheppard, 53% overall, but 54% from behind the arc.
Well, playing that point position, and if you go underneath, I don't know why you'd ever go underneath once he's inside the half court. His numbers are fabulous for any year in school, but he's only a freshman.
Hey, Saturday we have 4 men's basketball matchups. That'd be the old quadruple header, Sonny, if you were just wondering.
I like those.
Right here on the SEC Network, and of course you can always see them on the ESPN app. Our featured game of the day, 12th ranked Auburn taking on Florida down in Gainesville. I'll be down there for that one at 3:30 Eastern time. Boy, Florida's been kind of an enigma. Watching them play, they have, it seems like they have all the pieces.
They're good,
yeah.
Yes. They got 3 guards that can handle it and score. And they're long enough, lanky enough, big enough to compete. Nice play, got to make it, got to finish.
J.Q. Roberts can't convert the layup on the other end. And the Commodores will go back and play a little defense.
That's one where you take one of a gathering step. Your last one to gather yourself and then just flush it. Dunk it hard.
Ivisic checks in. He has those 2 fouls. He has 5 points, knocked home a 3-pointer as well. Did not play against the Volunteers. Foul on the floor. That's going to go against J.Q. Roberts, the freshman out of Bloomington, Indiana.
Jordan Burks getting more minutes tonight. Another aggressive attacker. Plays 7 minutes a ball game. Only a couple minutes against Florida, 1 against Tennessee, but with Trey Mitchell out, 4 minutes for other guys.
One of those freshmen. Boy, taken away by Onyenso. Kicks it back out to Roberts. Fires for 3, and he got it. J.Q. Roberts, just his 3rd 3 of the year in 17 attempts.
Pretty typical play, what you saw there from Onyenso. Keeps the bounce alive, can weave his way through a defense to get to the lane, and then it opens up everything when he wants to deliver passes. The key is, can his teammates make some shots? Wow, good hustle.
Ivisic. Boy, Kentucky up to 47 points, and we haven't even hit the 4-minute mark. Onyenso in traffic, tough shot, and that's going to be a foul on 44 in blue. So Zavamir picks up his third foul. Not a whole lot of minutes for Vanderbilt Ivisic tonight.
He's shaking his head. He's 7'2", and you've got a 6-foot guard coming at you, and he's just trying to give him space. Going to block that shot, and Onyenso's pretty good at getting his body into the big spot.
4 minutes and 3 fouls, and here comes Onyenso. And if you're Ivisic, you were kind of maybe a little disappointed this has gone the way it has, because this could have been a night you could have played 15, 20 minutes.
He'll get back in there. I know he's got 3. He's hit a 3. He's hit a tip in.
Oh, that was an electrifying debut for him. 13 points against the Georgia Bulldogs, the behind the back stuff. I mean, it was crazy.
All I know is I was sitting 2 chairs down from Jack Goose Givens, and he was high-fiving over people.
10 seconds of the shot clock. Reeves, step back 3 on the way. I mean, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Had a toe on the line, so he's just going to get 2 instead of 3. But still, it has been a crazy shooting performance for Reeves and Dillingham.
Suppose Reeves could hear what we were saying, was offended that I said he's not player of the year yet. Wow. What a performance.
Little floater is good from Jordan Burks. It's just too easy right now for
Dave. It's a machine tonight. You come off 2 losses. The game against Florida that you lose at home, you're leading down the stretch. You give up a 3 that goes to overtime. You lose to Tennessee. Tennessee was fabulous Saturday night. Led the entire game. Made a statement, I thought.
That's off the mark. Rebound by Burks. Up the head to Sheppard. And a traveling violation. Our under 4 media timeout. 51-30. Kentucky out in front. 5'11" just took it away from 7'2" down at the paint. Don't see that every day.
Pat, I'm not going to say anything different that I'm watching the offensive end. I'm okay with them defensively, but I mean, what a show offensively. And the reason I say that is because how they move the ball and how unselfish they are to get these open shots. In order to stay with them, a team like Vandy has got to shoot lights out, and they're just not doing it in this first half.
Yeah, 37% overall, 27% behind the arc for Vanderbilt. Those are numbers that just can't keep up with this team, and there aren't many teams that can shoot that and keep up with Kentucky. I mean, look, they have scored 81 points and 81 or more in 18 of 21 games this year, including a Calipari era record 118 against Marshall. So how about these shooting numbers for Kentucky here in the first half? 61% from the field overall, 83% from behind the arc, and they're perfect at the line 2 out of 2.
Dave, the only way you slow them down, because they've mixed some defenses, Vanderbilt has. So Stack is, throwing in a little zone. That didn't work because they just shot it. The only way you really slow them down is you've got to score. Like, you've got to score, make them take it out, and change the pace a little bit. I've got to get Tyron Lawrence to get going offensively, be more aggressive when he has the ball.
And Jan, jumper in and out.
And I'm fine with that shot because that's how he plays, and he'll make a lot of those shots.
Swinging around the perimeter. From the left corner this time, Evan Taylor knocks it home. Taylor's been struggling with his 3-point shot, but over his career at Lehigh, which consisted of 4 years, he shot 36% or better every year. And we just got a 3-second violation. First one of the year. Hey, first 3-second violation of the year.
Evan Taylor, we talked about him being the purest of shooters, and Dave, you mentioned at Lehigh, he did shoot 40%. At Vandy, he's at 30, but he's capable, and tonight, 3 of 4 beyond the 3-point line.
Coach Cal not exactly happy with that 3-second call as he continues to bark across the court at Don Daly, saying everybody does it. And there's a foul on the perimeter, and Edwards is going to get taken out of this one for Reeves.
Dave, didn't you feel today when we talked to Coach Cal that he's pretty much at peace with this team? Like, I mean, he knows they're good. Now, there's some things he's not happy about.
Right, a little frustrated, a couple things, but
a couple energy.
I know what you're saying. He feels really good about where this team can go.
Sometimes you talk to coaches and you walk away going, that guy doesn't like his squad.
Yeah.
Cal likes his squad, and he knows it's got a chance to be a special one. You'll take lumps along the way. There's nobody undefeated since 1976. A few highs and a few lows through a college basketball season.
Interesting as Taylor knocks on that free throw. Thiero back on the floor. Bradshaw on the floor. It was interesting talking to Dave Sheppard. I had no idea. And you and I have been working together for over a decade. But Cal was on the bench as a grad assistant at Kansas when you were playing at Missouri.
When I was a senior at Missouri, he was a grad assistant for Kansas, our arch rival. And as I told him, I said, remember my senior year? He goes, yeah, you got us. I go, yeah, I got you. You could put a freshman on me. I was a senior. I said, I really got you that second half. He laughed.
Again, just easy for Aaron Bradshaw. Gets to the rim at 7-1 and lays it in over the cylinder.
Yeah, not many answers defensively for Vanderbilt, especially inside around the rim.
Onyenso, boy, some nice. Oh, that is some good work from Ezra Onyenso.
I tell you what, there are competitors in this league that fight for everything, and Ezra Onyenso is one of those guys. May not have all the great talent around him, but night in, night out, he is working hard. Is not a great outside shooter, but good enough to get to the paint. Got great springs in his legs and will fight you on every possession.
Those are the things they're going to look at the tape. Kentucky coaches are going to look at that tape tonight, tomorrow morning, and they're going to look at that and go, how does a guy that is 5'11" get his own miss in the paint surrounded by 3 blue jerseys? Like, how does that happen?
Well, I'll give you an answer. The kid's tough. He is tough. He'll compete.
Onyenso. Boy, Ezra working on Sheppard.
I tell you what, Sheppard plays that as well as you can play it. Miss and an offensive rebound.
Boy, another shot at the rim for Vanderbilt. Can't get it to go. That one missed by Evan Taylor. Under a minute to go in the first half. Kentucky is led by as many as 22 here in the first half. Sheppard, just 3 points. Catch and shoot. Off the front of the rim. Up ahead it comes, Malik Presley.
I think the hit ahead by Tyron Lawrence saw teammate up the floor, easy buckets. Kentucky will play for the last one.
Reeves fires away, left it short, and a foul against Vanderbilt. That's going to go against Evan Taylor on that long rebound. That'll be his first. Just the team's 4th.
Yeah, there have not been many fouls in this game. Great pace.
12 total fouls here in the first half. Yeah, the pace is perfect for Kentucky.
You got just under 12 seconds. They don't need a quick hitter.
Here's Reeves, 4 seconds, lost the handle, still on the floor. Thiero has a chance as the horn sounds and misfires. About the only thing that went wrong was that possession for Kentucky. 10 3-pointers, ties for most of the half this season. They also had 10 against Stonehill. And Kentucky puts 54 on the board in the first 20 minutes. No hangover from that Tennessee loss over the weekend. 10 of 14, just crazy shooting. Pat Bradley's got to be impressed with that. Let's get to the studio. Peter, Kentucky has put on an offensive clinic here in the first 20 minutes. 54 points on the board. Vanderbilt trailing by 16 at the break. Dave Neal alongside John Sunvolt. Glad you could join us. And after losing back-to-back games to Florida and Tennessee, this Kentucky offense is clicking. Not that it wasn't clicking before, but they seem to be in an area that not many teams can reach.
I went back to listen to Cal at halftime, and I think he just simply said, man, we're going the other direction the second half.
Go get him, right? It was a shooting clinic. Dillingham and Reeves got things going for Kentucky.
Reeves has been spectacular all season long, and it's a variety of ways. Again, off the bounce, hard to get to. Quick release, hard to get to. It's not like he's a jump shooter at the top. And then Dillingham, he walked in. The crowd went crazy as he got off the bench, and then he went crazy. Barely touches rim when he shoots. Been all net. He just continues to do what he does. And for Vanderbilt, it's been tough. But they put up 38 points. 7 Taylor. 3 of 4 beyond the three-point line. He had 10 points. Maybe he gets his game going. Mix in a little bit of Onyenso. Mix in a little bit of Lawrence. We'll see if the Vandy can get back in this game.
I mean, the shooting numbers are just staggering for Kentucky. Of course, they tied a season high with 10 three-pointers in the first half. In terms of made threes in a half. I mean, they are 71% from 3, 58% overall, and well, they've only had 2 free throws, but made both of those as well. Commodores will have it to start things.
That'd be interesting to see if Vandy, these first 4 minutes we always talk about, or the first 2 minutes, just get a little bit of momentum going.
Again, got near the rim, can't convert. Thiero back the other way, flying down the floor, knocked out of his hands. It'll stay with the Cats with 24 on the shot clock.
Boy, good set play by Stack. First play of the second half. Van Allen Lubin right by the rim.
Everybody that played for Kentucky scored in that first half. Gary Stackhouse emptied his bench. He played 11 guys in that first half. Seven on the shot clock for Reeves. Just throws it up. Everything's going in.
Well, I mean, these are not easy shots. We talk about guys who not many take mid-range shots anymore. Reeves lives in that area.
There's a steal by the SEC steals leader, Reed Sheppard. Followed. Boy, there was about to be an explosion at the rim if Onyenso converts. Instead, they kick it to the outside, and Reeves again knocks home a 3, his 5th of the game.
So you don't get a 2 on the missed layup by Sheppard, although he might have been bumped, but you get a 3 because of the offensive rebounds, and then Reeves he is on fire.
Lawrence. Just his 3rd field goal attempt of the game, and his first 3. He now has 5.
I kind of like to have a little shootout, get Lawrence involved on the offensive end for Vanderbilt.
They were dumped down for Onyenso, and no answer for Vanderbilt. Just a mismatch in the paint.
But well read, well scouted, came from the weak side. Double team the high pick and roll, and on the bounce they came from the weak side. Here's the hustle by Van Allen Lubin. And the extra possession, you don't get a 2, but the offensive rebound, and Reeves smart enough to find the most open area on the floor. Defense too late getting there.
Reeves with another 3-pointer, leads the conference in 3-pointers per game. Leads him in 3-point percentage. Sheppard would be there if he had a few more attempts. Doesn't quite qualify yet. He's at 54% from behind the arc. Another 3 on the way. That one won't go. Lubin the rebound, off to Onyenso. Taylor again fires. Boy, he is starting to heat up. Taylor, over his last 4 games from behind the arc, he is now 13 of 27.
You know, Dave, what I liked about that is Onyenso didn't bounce it so much. He had a shooter in Taylor open. He gave it to him early, allowed Taylor some space and time to get the shot off.
Thiero in traffic took it right into a couple of white jerseys.
And here's where Lawrence can be deadly because he plays terrific downhill.
Here he goes and bumped on the way up. Steven Anderson, our referee, on the baseline. Call that foul against Justin Edwards, and that'll be his third.
You think of Lawrence and his ability to kind of cause havoc on any defensive team when he gets to going downhill, when he's aggressive. Some nights he's not as aggressive as I think Coach Stack would like him to be, but when he is, he puts a lot of pressure.
Boy, what a gymnastics triple header we have for you next Friday right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Number 3 LSU and number 19 Georgia. They get it started at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. Then 6th ranked Florida hosts 13th ranked Arkansas. We wrap up the night. 7th ranked Bama, 14th ranked Auburn. A great gymnastics lineup. Every Friday night is a great night. Sheppard just 3 points, 2 shots tonight. Has an assist and a couple of rebounds. That won't drop. Tapped around, batted around. Finally grabbed by Malik Presley, freshman out of San Marcos, Texas. Onyenso had that one partially blocked. I believe Bradshaw might have gotten a piece of that one.
Boy, what a missed opportunity. Presley and Van Allen Lubin were right there for this rebound because of the 2 Wildcats going for the block. And then do not come down with the ball. Lose it out of bounds. Here's an easy putback. If one or the other simply gather it up, lay it in.
Reeves. Dillingham. Boy, he was instant offense when he checked in the first half. Reeves alley-oop won't go. He was trying to get it to Bradshaw. Still down there, and he's fouled. Gets a little applause from Coach Cal, working hard, keeping the ball alive on the backboard.
You know, Reeves, because he's a great shooter, normally you become a great lob passer because it's quite easy. Put it anywhere where your teammate can catch it. That was just a bit high, but Bradshaw stayed with it. Contact. Good excitement from his teammates underneath the bucket and his coach on the sideline.
Bradshaw struggles at the line, 52%. Gets that one to go through the cylinder. Now 13 out of 24 on the year. At a season high 17 against Penn. Also had 11 rebounds. The only double-double this season for the big man at Rahway, New Jersey. Kind of redundant to say 5-star player for Kentucky, right? They're all 5 stars.
Yeah.
Off the back of the rim and taken there by Reeves. It'll stay with Vanderbilt. 17-point advantage for the Cats. 15:57 to go here in the second half. Two and 4 in quad 1 victories. Of course, that is a big barometer of how the NCAA looks at teams and their success. Kentucky is number 27 in today's net rankings. Gonzaga, their next opponent, is number 26, but you see the quad 1 games coming up. Boy, you know, this league, it used to be like you'd have to load up your non-conference to get a lot of, quote, quad 1 games because the league just didn't bring it. But over the last 8-10 years, things have changed quite dramatically.
You look at the current projection 5 seed. They play at Auburn. Auburn's predicted as a 4 seed today. Bama a 3 seed. Mississippi State last 4 in, so they've got some work to continue to do. And then the big matchup, the rematch at Tennessee, and Tennessee's a projected 2 seed. So SEC a power conference once again.
You know, college basketball this year, we have seen some crazy things happen. Wasn't there one Saturday we saw like 4 or 5 of the top teams in the country go down? Well, again tonight, Clemson upsets North Carolina, who is coming off a great game, a great win against Duke on Saturday.
Yeah, many of the losses have been when a team goes on the road. So in conference play, maybe not so much of a upset. But tonight, when North Carolina loses in Chapel Hill, again, I think they're one of the premier teams also in the country. Good follow, easy finish.
Ivisic with a follow. Zavadimir now up to 7 points. Make that 7 points and 5 rebounds for the big man.
Talked about it on Saturday as Kentucky calls their man Big Z. The Purdue Boilermakers not happy because their Big Z, Zach Edey. The Boilers think they own that right, but Wildcat fans, Big Blue Nation, they won't agree with you.
Zach Edey, of course, trending toward National Player of the Year recognition. He's just been a monster every single night.
Yeah, they've got a great team. Really fun to watch. Great pass.
Ivisic, alley-oop to his teammate Aaron Bradshaw.
7-2 to 7-1.
Presley tied up, loose ball. Sheppard comes out of there with it. Reeves, you know what this is doing. Do we even need to call it anymore?
It's doesn't have an expression, does it? He just catches, shoots it. What a night.
6 of 7, Sonny, from behind the arc.
Fun to watch. What's even more fun, the fact his teammates look for him early to find some openings. Sheppard's been terrific. The lead position out front, except that.
Lawrence back the other way, and he's fouled. We'll head to the free throw line. Boy, Coach Cal screaming out, Reed, why?
Pushing the basketball, and this is a why on what Reed Sheppard does. Out in the open, find the open guys. The easiest guy to find tonight has been that man, Antonio Reeves. 24.6 of 7, as you mentioned, Dave, beyond the three-point line.
Antonio Reeves averaging 19.5 a game. It's his 4th SEC game of the season with 24 or more points. Thiero's checking in, Lewis checking in, Taylor to the bench.
And that's even when I hear that and I see it because it's in my notes. But it's even more impressive because of the squad that he has. And they've got a lot of scores and a lot of shooters. So there's going to be quite a few games where he may not get his shots, but he shoots it at such a high percentage that when he gets in games like this one, that they'd be foolish, his teammates, not to try to find him as often as they can.
Reeves, a Wooden Award late season top 20 finalist. Alley-oop. Onyenso couldn't hang on to it. It was a tough catch for the big man.
They run that play a lot. High screen and roll, big rolls to the rim. If they got help, then they got a shooter in the corner. So if that low guy, now he didn't catch and finish. But if the low man in the corner, if Lawrence would have come over to block his path, they would have had a wide open guy in the corner.
Good strong move inside by Van Allen Lubin. He'll head to the free throw line. Foul's going to go against Reeves. That'll be his first.
Good look at Comateros there. I asked Comateros before the game because he played a couple years at South Dakota if he missed it. He said, well, let me just tell you this. I love South Dakota, but I do not miss the cold weather. I said, I get it. I was born there, and I've spent many years in South Dakota.
Look, you live in Missouri now. When I go there, I'm always freezing cold. So
yeah, seems like you've got parkas on when it's 60 degrees. You're bundled up.
A Southern boy.
I get that. If we get to 45, 50 in the wintertime, it's short sleeve shirts.
Well, it was gorgeous today here in Nashville. A little pall over the city, though, with one of country music's great ambassadors, Toby Keith, passing away, and around town billboards.
Sad day. Good guy that I met in the late 80s in San Antonio. He would come to the Spurs game, and this is before he was, honestly, before he had any hits. Went to see him at a local dive bar. Like he was just a guy with some other guys.
Just a guy with some other guys.
And then I later on got to, because I did a lot of Big 12 games in Oklahoma, would see him every time I was down there. But sad loss.
He had a catalog of over 5,000 songs that he wrote. Had, you know, I mean, just #1 hit after #1 hit. Reeves from the corner, that one won't go. One other tidbit, and I'll let it go, but Toby Keith was a founder of Big Machine Records here in Nashville that signed Taylor Swift when she was 15 years old.
Isn't that something?
Found that out today.
Good nugget there.
Yeah. Taylor Swift, big Kansas City Chiefs fan, bigger than you now.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Hey, who's the favorite for the Super Bowl? Niners, 1.5, I think. Would you ever not make Mahomes a favorite?
Never.
I mean, you're going to motivate him? Come on.
Hey, Monday night SEC Inside grants you an all-access pass to the Ole Miss men's basketball team at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Then go all-access with the Missouri women's program. You'll get never-before-seen footage and sound from players and coaches. A real behind-the-scenes look right here on the SEC Network and, of course, on the ESPN app. Do me a favor, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year, don't bust out that sweatshirt like you did a few years ago and embarrass me like that again.
You know what? It's becoming so common for us Chiefs fans now. It won't be a big deal.
Here's a takeaway back the other way. West couldn't get it to go.
Got to find ways to finish when you have opportunities, because then you get this on the other end.
Jordan Burks with the easy finish. Back to a 20-point lead. Cats led by as many as 22 a couple of times in this game. Ezra Mannion again getting inside the big boys. He's finding some room.
He's got a way to finish, doesn't he? I mean, he knows how to finish plays. And he makes a block. He's a warrior. Fights, fights, fights.
Dozen points and 7 assists tonight. Reeves fires again, and inside the arc, probably a little too close.
He's missed 2 in a row, so better take him out.
Got to take him out. Got to take him out now.
Mannion sets up his teammates, but they've got to be ready to pull the trigger when he gets them the ball at the right time.
And a foul. That's going to go against Sheppard. That'll be his second. It is all Kentucky on the road here in the Music City, trying to break Vandy's little minor 2-game win streak over the Cats. College basketball at its finest. I don't know what is.
Would that distract you on your free throws or not?
It would. You know, here though, they don't put the students behind the basket.
Correct.
They put them on the other side of the gym, and when you're down by 18, not as much energy in the building from the student section. We were in here, wow, what was it, 10 days ago? Tennessee was in here playing Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt actually played pretty well for 35 minutes.
Yep.
Hung around with the Vols, but
shot the ball better.
Yeah.
Now, could you flip this a little bit? You're down 18. Could you get on a 4 or 5 minute run to get it to 10?
You could.
Okay.
I'm saying it's
Just
not out of the
asking.
question. But the way things have gone to this point in the game, I'm having a hard time seeing it.
Yeah, you've got a team.
But it could.
You've got a team in Kentucky shooting 50% from the field. Vandy shooting just under 40%, which is right around their number on the season.
I will say this, there is a way that this could happen, is the fact that Vanderbilt's been to the free throw line now 20 times. Kentucky's only taken 4 free throw attempts, so there is a way for Vanderbilt.
That's a big number.
Huge. Mannion now with 14 and 7 assists and a couple of rebounds. Reeves will take a seat with his 24 points. Vandy's biggest comeback of the year. They trailed to USC Upstate by a dozen, came back to win that game.
If I'm bringing the ball up the floor, I usually would decide to give it to the guy Magnon's not guarding because of how good he is with his hands.
Burks is perfect from the field. He now has 7. This Kentucky team averages just about 15 seconds per possession, which is top 20 in the country. Onyenso, there's some trouble there. Back the other way goes Edwards to the basket.
What
He
a
lays
play.
it up
What
and
a
in.
play. From half court on. And Jordan Burks guarding Magnan. We've got a little mano-a-mano going on.
We got a little switch. We got 7-2 defending the 5'11" Magnan. Thiero wide open, knocks home his second three of the game. Remember, he came into this one just 1 for his last 15 from behind the arc.
And Thiero made it. His guy was Burks, who went to try to make some special block on Magnan. Again, those two guys jawing a little bit. Nice pass. Wow, what a cut.
Dillingham finds Edwards for the throwdown. A couple of quick baskets for Edwards. Dillingham with 6 assists. Loose ball. That's going to be scooped up by the Cats. Well, Kentucky players certainly got the message. They're all hitting the deck.
Three Cats on the floor.
If you're not going to dive for a loose ball, Cal was going to yank you tonight. No questions asked. An immediate substitution.
Strength of the offense right here for Vanderbilt. Magnan creating for teammates.
Pull-up jumper won't go, and right back to Magnan.
Tired bodies, Dave, on the floor.
Lewis, deep three. He has a couple of three-pointers to game. The lead is 17 for the Cats. Kentucky comes in here averaging 88.8 points a game. Tie up. Thiero will stay with the Cats.
Well, nothing good if your defensive team happens when you give up second chance. And there was an offensive rebound. Lewis from deep. We saw him make a lot of shots from deep last season. He's been inconsistent, as many of the Commodores have been this year. He's at 20% beyond the three-point line.
Burks gets a nice round of applause as he heads to the bench. Edwards.
Well, that's a strong, physical dribble.
Well, Edwards, a big boy, the freshman out of Philadelphia at 6'8", 205.
He turns a corner, and the pound of the basketball gets him into such a good motion to attack the rim. He's got Rivera-Torres on his hip, and there is no play on the ball.
Of course, Edwards missed a game last week with a sore knee. 3 assists, 15 assists tonight for this Kentucky team.
Not unusual to average 18 a ball game. Good ball fake.
Rivera-Torres, and he'll be fouled. Ivisic will pick up the foul, and that'll be his 4th. You know, John, I mean, I think it's been well documented, but this is such a special group offensively. You don't have to be a lockdown defensive team, but they've got to be better against the elite teams defensively. Maybe not on every possession, but they've got to come up with 5 or 6 different stops through the course of a game that are in important times if they want to get where they want to go.
Yeah, and that's been proven so far this season. Can you get a stop when you need to? Are you tough enough out front? They've got a lot of youth. And then are your bigs good enough to only allow 1 shot? When they played and they lost at Texas A&M, the Aggies had 25 offensive rebounds. That's staggering. Even though they do that to a lot of teams, but not 25.
Well, there'll be a foul on Thiero. That'll be his first, but that one got the attention of Coach Calipari. Boy, he turns around and starts barking at his assistant coaches.
Quick off the bounce, and there's the touch on the arm. You can kind of see it. And Vanderbilt's been able to stay within any kind of striking distance just because they're going to the free throw line.
Free throws 22, 23, and 24 coming up.
Look at Kentucky, 81 points. We got just under 9 minutes left.
Well, they're not going to hit their season high, which was a 118 performance against Marshall. Well, I say that, but I don't think they're going to get there.
Yeah, they could get on a run here.
Some pressure from the Commodores. Dillingham got tied up. A couple of guys late getting back on to the other side of the court. They were already running down the floor as Dillingham was in trouble. Now Sheppard will check in after Coach Calipari saw that pressure. Thiero back to the bench.
Remember, pressure allows Kentucky, if they go through it quickly, open shots on the other end.
Or Bradshaw, triple teamed, gets it to Dillingham. And then gets it to Edwards. And they're going to call a foul against J.Q. Roberts.
And Roberts thought he had a good block. Edwards was going to bring the house down. Trap, but you got 3 defenders. Good pass. Boy, Roberts might not even have touched it.
Well, I think that's a clean block. Boy, Jerry Stackhouse not happy with it.
Tough part is, Dave, it's just a scramble to get back into the play. I thought Roberts made a good, at least a good attempt to block that shot.
Free throws tonight for Kentucky. Perfect. 8 out of 8 at the line.
Different team on the floor because when Onyenso sits down, Vanderbilt has a hard time finding some shots.
Lewis. That pass is picked off by Edwards. Boom! Wow! Woo. Man. Rivera-Torres misfires. Rebound to Bradshaw.
Edwards puts a little feeling into it, doesn't he?
Dillingham all the way to the rim.
Speed, quickness, explosion.
.60 run by the Cats. They've hit 5 straight from the field. Lawrence, strong take, and that one is slapped into the front row of spectators on the baseline. But a foul against Sheppard. Here we go, folks. Look out below.
Yeah, Justin Edwards said, hey, try to block this.
Well, he looks calm now, but while we were at break, Jerry Stackhouse was anything but calm as he just picked up a technical foul, and this was the calmer side of things. I think he goes back to that, what he thought was a clean block from J.Q. Roberts on Justin Edwards. And as you said, Sonny, it's probably a buildup of a lot of things tonight.
Well, there's a play. We thought it was probably clean. Stack didn't like it, but a couple of things. I think his young ball club and J.Q. Roberts played hard on that play, right? It doesn't go their way. I think he's showing his guys he's still fighting too. Yeah. You just keep fighting. They got a win on Saturday against Missouri. You keep pushing. Remember a year ago when they went on the run and finished that season so well to go 11-7 in the SEC, tied for 4th. They would like that Missouri win from last Saturday to propel them. Now, it's not very easy when a team like Kentucky comes in, coming off 2 losses, and high octane as you can get in the country.
Kentucky now 10 out of 10 at the free throw line. They came in at 74% as a team. 6th in the conference.
You know, Justin Edwards, that dunk was a little bit stackish, right?
Oh, yes. That's how he used to do that stuff, right?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Now, he might do it on 2 or 3 guys when he did it.
Former 3rd overall pick by the Pistons back in 1995 out of North Carolina. 2-time All-Star was Jerry Stackhouse. Looks like he could still run a little bit.
He looks very good.
What happened to you?
Yeah, he's way younger. He's way younger.
Okay.
Give him 20 more years. We'll see. We'll see.
You walk in the building, you're tilted one way, your shoulder hurt, your knee hurt.
I need some electric scooter around here.
Here's Sheppard. Oh, what a nice catch and a finish by Edwards underneath.
Good set play, good back screen up top. Sheppard a little short and wide with the pass, but a good catch and finish. Boy, Edwards, terrific athlete.
Career high 17, a young career high, that is. Rivera Torres wide open. He hits the deck. Here's Bradshaw. He is tripped up by Lewis on the way to the basket.
Well, high screen up top for Edwards to get to the rim, and he does. Pretty easy finish. Good catch, though.
First time Edwards has scored in double figures in an SEC game. 4 players in double figures. Dillingham with 15, Edwards 17, Bradshaw with 11, looking for 12, and Reeves with 24. Cat still shooting an incredible 59% from behind the arc, 54% overall, and perfect at the free throw line, 12 out of 12.
Well, 4 weeks left of SEC play, Dave, and it's going to be down the stretch they come.
Yes.
It's going to be, I mean, night in, night out, no easy ball games. We've got a couple teams that are Mississippi State, last 4 in the NCAA, Ole Miss, A&M, Florida, all 10 seeds. So can't slip up at any time.
Reeves underneath, had that one blocked. We'll kick it back out to Dillingham. Sheppard wide open. Well, that was online, just a bit short. 26-point lead, largest of the game.
Nice.
It has been a nice game for Taylor, who came in a little bit bothered by a left knee. You can see the brace on there. Hasn't slowed him down with 17 points. Most points in a conference game for him this year.
I think the nice part of Taylor is the variety he has shown us. We know he can hit the outside, that time mid-range, but Dillingham doing what he does.
His 4th 3.
He's got such a bounce, doesn't he, when you watch?
Up to 18 points, 7 assists and 3 rebounds. Taylor open for 3. That won't go. Oh, hey, I thought that was going to kick off the rim, but it kicked through the rim.
20th point.
He's had his high of 25 against Arizona State earlier this year. Well, Taylor's having a really nice night despite his team trailing by 24.
And when you're having a good night, you get these kind of bounces. They haven't had a lot of those bounces this season, but Evan Taylor, you'll take that one as a shooter.
Vanderbilt had that 2-game win streak going against this Kentucky team. Matter of fact, that was the first time Vanderbilt has won 2 straight over Kentucky since 2007 season. But they faced a really, really potent offensive Kentucky team here tonight, who's chasing down the 100-point mark. And we still have 4:40 to go in this one. Rivera Torres, no good. Bradshaw the rebound.
I did the Georgia game. They put 105 on Georgia. This is another impressive offensive performance.
Dillingham. He is just buckets.
Well, it's fun to watch. Yeah. The speed and quickness, and then his ability to finish around the rim, besides the jump shots. How about the pass? And another pass.
And a finish from Jordan Burks.
Unselfish Kentucky basketball.
Timeout, Vanderbilt.
It's been another good night for Rob Dillingham. Whether off the bounce, whether by threes, whether circus or not, he has got this Cat team on a roll, and they're up to 100.
For tonight's confident player, brought to you by Regents. We can pick a handful of guys for Kentucky, but let's go with the guy who has been scoring almost 20 a game, Antonio Reeves.
Numbers are good once again, and that good 9 for 16 from the field, 6 of 9 beyond the three-point line. Not a whole lot of wasted motion and energy of missing a lot of shots. Very efficient.
19, of course, he had 21 against Tennessee. Then, I mean, look at his stretch of games where he is on the road. He has just been fabulous. You got to have somebody, right, carry you when you need it.
And your best player should be the guy on the road that at least gets you started, especially when you have a young team, which they do. Reeves has been around a while, so if your lead guy goes on the road and establishes what you see those numbers are, feeling like you'll probably get wins.
Well, he has scored over 2,100 career points. And you can add his 24 to that total tonight. Dillingham with 20. The Cats have hit the century mark. A lot of bodies flying all over the place. That rebound goes to Burks.
Wow, what a pass.
Woo. That's how you run a fast break. Ivisic with the assist, Burks with the throwdown, and he's having some fun tonight.
And I thought Big Z was going to kick it to the corner. Looked away, gave it to the cutting Burks for an easy flush.
Burks career high. 11 points, 5 of 5 from the field, and a foul. And that's going to go against Mr. Burks. Kentucky looking silky smooth tonight. Lead it 102-72. Just a gorgeous night here in the Music City as you look at our game summary. And Kentucky came out of the gates just clicking offensively and have not looked back. 14 made threes. They averaged 10 threes per game. They hit that number at halftime. And the bench points, just total domination by Kentucky, 52-21. You can say the same thing about rebounds as well, as Kentucky has out-rebounded Vanderbilt by 21.
You know, I was thinking, Dave, because it seems kind of like been an all-star show tonight.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the all-star game coming up in the NBA. 7 Kentucky Wildcats are on those 2 rosters, and 1 starter, SGA. Obviously, he's been special all season long with starter, but man, what a group. Cal's got 7 all-stars of the 24.
I'm sure there will be another one off of this group that will eventually be an NBA All-Star. The way things look.
West squad. SGA, Booker, Davis, Karl Anthony Towns on the East, Bam Adebayo, Tyrese Maxey, Julius Randle. And then one more SEC player, Anthony Edwards from Georgia.
Who has just been a highlight reel every night.
Yeah, no doubt.
By the way, that 7 NBA All-Stars, that's 30% of the players in the All-Star game. There's Big Z with a finish, but 30% of those players, it's the most ever by one school. UCLA is the next closest team. They had 4 All-Stars back in 1983. No other school has had more than 2, and that was Duke.
Yeah, it's incredible. When I saw the number when it said 7, I thought, my goodness. Good ball movement, but slight. You had an open first. Now it's pretty hard to shoot over 7-2.
Sheppard up ahead to Big Z. He spins. An offensive foul with a little hook. Young man just trying to get some minutes. Most minutes he's played. He's hadn't been able to practice much. He's had the stomach bug, had a migraine. He just haven't been able to consecutively put some practice together. It's been a little frustrating for Coach Cal. But here's an opportunity here tonight to get some minutes and try to get in the flow of things.
Kind of looks like he's trying to be a little Chet Holmgren, trying to do some spin and move.
Good
handle
comp.
the basketball.
Yeah, good comp.
Another coaching moment for Coach Cal. Well, Dave, we showed up at Nashville and we walked to practice today from our hotel. Obviously, Big Blue Nation shows up wherever this Wildcat team is. And the Wildcats have put on a good show for those that are here.
Maybe not a good night for Vanderbilt, but hey, not a bad day for us.
No,
Come to Music City, beautiful day, a little basketball, watch some practice.
And I will make my way tomorrow to Knoxville. I got LSU.
Hey, listen, the Vols better be locked in. That LSU team they got some talent, including an ex-Vanderbilt Commodore, Jordan Wright.
I think what surprises teams when they play LSU is how physical they are. They're tough. They can handle it. They can shoot it. So not a given that Tennessee wins that game. But we know this after Tennessee lost to South Carolina at home. Rick Barnes probably sent a pretty good message to his guys about what the rest of the way means.
And listen, I don't know if there's adjectives, enough of them out there to describe what Lamont Paris has done with this South Carolina basketball team. I mean, out of nowhere, folks.
Another huge win tonight. And now finally in the top 25, well deserved, but they have been special.
And a push underneath against Vanderbilt. Carter Lang, the freshman out of Charlottesville, Virginia, just checking in. His first minutes of the night. 6'9", 235-pound forward.
And when Colin Smith was injured with his Achilles, Carter Lang probably took a lot more minutes. He's gotten a lot more minutes this season than maybe they thought. 13 minutes of ball game, good pass, easy bucket.
Sheppard says finally he'd missed 3 in a row and then knocks that one home. Now 2 out of 5 from behind the arc. Rivera Torres. Lewis on that baseline. Kicks it back out. Now J.Q. Roberts will fire and connect. Good half-court set by the Doors.
You know what? Good ball movement and good help and recover by this Wildcat team. I mean, both sides played that well. J.Q. knocks one in. He is a good-looking, young, athletic body for Coach Stackhouse.
Another turnover. Rivera Torres couldn't cleanly catch that ball. Up ahead it comes. Dillingham, alley-oop, and another one for Jordan Burks.
Showtime.
It'll stay with Vanderbilt.
You know, this all starts because Reed Sheppard looks up the floor and advances it in such an easy form and fashion that it makes it an easy finish at the rim.
Both teams clearing out their benches. Everybody getting a little work tonight. With 36 seconds remaining. I mean, the offensive numbers tonight, I don't care who you're playing, are just phenomenal for Kentucky. 56% overall, 60% 3 points, shots, 15 out of 25, and they're perfect at the line at 12 out of 12.
You know, we watched shoot around today, and there was a emphasis again. When Kentucky loses 2 games in a row, you expect them to come out and play well, and they have not disappointed.
Kentucky's performance got you all choked up tonight, doesn't it?
It's emotional sometimes.
And that will do it. No basket on the other end, and a dominating performance by Kentucky. They snapped their little 2-game losing streak. Most points in an SEC game under Coach Cal was 110 against Auburn back in 2015, and they just missed it by a point tonight.
Dave, impressive night. They came out, shot the ball well, moved the ball well, as they do with the assists. Fun to watch.
Well, Kentucky goes to 16-6, 6-4 in league play. Vanderbilt goes to 6-16 and 1-8. Boy, a great show from Reeves, Dillingham, Burks. The whole group had a fantastic offensive night as Kentucky wins at 109-77. For John Sunvold, the rest of our exceptional SEC Network crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Nashville. Let's get you off to the studio. Guys.
Thank you, Dave Neal. Hi, hello. Richard Hendricks, Pat Bradley, Peter Burns, and how about them Cats? 109-77. We were wondering how they were going to bounce back. You're shaking your head. Yes, you're shaking your head. Almost a disbelief.
Disbelief of the way they bounced back. They bounced back in the biggest way. That offensive performance.
Yeah.
Totally prolific. Outstanding by them.
More impressed offensively or defensively from them?
Well, it's tough not to.
Can't say both.
109 points on the road. I'm going to say offense. 22 team assists. They continue to share the basketball. Although some guys will have big nights, they still help each other out.
One of the reasons why they ended up having a big game is because they had 6 players in double digits, including this guy right now. Joining us is Rob Dillingham. Mr. Dillingham, 20 points, 9 assists, and I was really impressed with your play. You were on fire in that first half. It looked like you were really deferring early in that second half, getting everybody else involved.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, first half I hit some shots, get us up, but over the course of the game, I learned from the past few games that I need to get my teammates involved and help them have confidence in themselves.
Robert, big smile. Nothing sweeter than a win on the road, my man. You being such a great scorer for a freshman, that's uncommon. Doesn't happen. Who was it in your life teaching you the game of basketball that helped you get to where your confidence is any given night you could put up 30?
I wouldn't say that, but definitely my brother. He plays a big part in my life. He worked me out my whole life. He just instilled confidence in me and helped me go out there and just play and know that I can be the best at all times. So definitely my brother. Shout out my brother.
Rob, outstanding performance, man. Talk about bouncing back in a big way coming off the loss. Talk a little bit about this team and how dangerous they can be moving forward.
I feel like we can definitely be very dangerous. We got all the pieces. We just got to do the little things, and we got to want it, and we can't expect things to just come to us. So once we learn how to play like that and play like we don't got nothing to lose, then we'll be good for sure.
Rob, what was the message from Coach Cal, specifically defensively, going into this game?
Like I said, he said play like we got nothing to lose, and I mean, it really wasn't something coming from Coach Cal. It's something coming from us. If we don't want to go out there and get embarrassed by playing defense like that, so we locked in as a team, and we don't want to come out there looking like that, so we locked in.
Yeah, we're locked in for sure. 109-77. Congratulations on the victory. Go celebrate with the boys, all right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you, fam.